Happy holidays, everyone. We're going to be celebrating a little bit early with Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD ReMIX. This is the limited edition version of that game. I just love this front cover. I mean, look at this thing. The artwork on the limited edition HD remixes for both this game and for the first one were just great. I love this artwork. I don't know who did it, but props to that. I mean, this is a great front cover. This limited edition is given out with pre-orders. It was no extra charge for anybody who might have been interested in picking it up. The big thing about this version of it is that, as you can see here, it's got this cool little exclusive Disney collectible pin. I know that there are a lot of Disney fans out there that are huge collectors of pins. I myself actually have a D23 pin of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Don't ask me how I got it. But yeah, this is really, the pin is basically the reason why this game is there. Since this is not a premium over the game, and I believe that $40 for 2 full remastered games and all the cutscenes for a third game, I think this is a really good value and probably a really good game to pick up. If you're a fan of the Kingdom Hearts series, you really should pick it up. I thought this game was going to come out in a couple of days. I knew it was coming out this month, but I didn't know how soon it was coming out. And the reason why is because I actually have been following by accident the European release. The European release is going to be in a couple of days extra from now. But I didn't know about that. This game actually came out today, on the 2nd of December, which is great. So I get to pick it up a bit early. I don't know why I'm bothering to do this. I actually brought a knife with me. I know you guys actually have been complaining to me. It's like, stop scratching these things. It takes you forever to open them up. Use a knife. And I will do exactly that. So let's say we use our knife and we cut this thing open, shall we? If you ask me, honestly, I don't think there's really anything extra that a knife basically adds. You got to make sure that you're cutting it properly without screwing up everything. That having been said, this wrapping is pretty loose. So what can we say about Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5? Well, the important thing to note about this game is that it does include Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, which is a PSP exclusive title previously, and the cutscenes and cinematics for a game that was only released on cell phones and the Nintendo DS. So it follows the same formula as the previous game, the previous HD ReMIX, including 2 titles, one bit more obscure, and then the cutscenes for a title that they just couldn't bring over because it was made for handheld specifically. And the graphics were not compatible. But the last game that they did was so well produced. And I have seen messed up... what do you call it, before. I have seen messed up remixes or HD collections. You'd think that, you know, if they were going to go to the trouble to release an HD version of the game, then it would actually have fluid animations and fluid everything. But that's hardly the case. In some cases, the game may not be fluid. And the reason why is because the people who made it were not able to replicate the good performance of the previous version of the game, i.e. see Silent Hill HD collection for that. Alright, little thing to note here, this actually does include the case for the disc for the game. The original limited edition did not include that. It simply just included the, what do you call it, with the binder. It included the included art book with inside the binder itself. I guess they determined not to do that this time. But yeah, there's your pin. Let's get a good look at that. It got Sora and King Mickey on the cover. And it looks like Sora is holding the Keyblade in his hands with a little chain there, which is really cool because the Keyblades all had little key charms on them. And once again, this box does have the artwork. I'm going to be a little bit controversial here for just a second and basically tell you guys that Kingdom Hearts 2 is actually my favorite game in the series. I know, blasphemy. I remember that a lot of reviewers did not like Kingdom Hearts 2 when it first came out. I remember I picked up Kingdom Hearts 2 on day 1 when it was released. I picked it up on the PS2 and loved every second of it. Enjoyed it a lot more than I enjoyed Kingdom Hearts 1. I'm not saying a lot because I really did enjoy Kingdom Hearts 1 a lot. But it's not my favorite. I enjoyed Kingdom Hearts 2 even more. And so I was really happy when they announced after Kingdom Hearts 1 HD had come out that they were going to, in fact, do a second HD remaster for these Kingdom Hearts titles, and it was going to be including Kingdom Hearts 2, my favorite of the series. I also like Birth by Sleep. Wait, was it Birth by Sleep or 360? I also like Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, but it was a, you know, how do I put this? I really don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, I really don't want to spoil anything. I won't say. I like the gameplay in some of the sections, but some of the sections I didn't like, and some of the bits in the story I didn't like very much. So, on top of that, it was all new characters and stuff like that. I know that those characters are going to be used later on in other titles in the series. Probably going to see them again in Kingdom Hearts 3. But, yeah. And there's the Trinity right there. Sora, Donald, and Goofy. Anybody asks you who the greatest wizard who ever lived was, tell them it was Master Yi and Sid. Now, that's some of the reasons why I like Kingdom Hearts 2 over Kingdom Hearts 1. It actually had some of my favorite areas in it. The Steamboat Willie area is probably going to be a lot of Disney fans' favorites. For me, Tron is my favorite area. You can see that in the back of the box right there, the Tron world. That's my that was my absolute favorite world to visit. And I really, really, really appreciated that even though they had animated him and he was originally live action, they did get Bruce Boxleitner to reprise his voice as Tron. So even though Tron is a live action movie, it's still under the Disney family. And they still got Bruce Boxleitner to play Tron. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a win right there. Anytime you get Bruce Boxleitner in something, it immediately goes, you know, gets awesome. He is just that great. Now, if I can ever actually, there we go. So it had a lot of my favorite moments in it. I think that basically I always consider Kingdom Hearts 2 to be like Kingdom Hearts 1 but cranked up to 11. More worlds, more environments. It had Pirates of the Caribbean in it, obviously. Okay, we've got a manual. Or not really. It's not really a manual. I miss the days of actual manuals. If I'm paying full price for a game, I want a manual. The disc looks pretty nice, though. And this is it with the controls. So we've got this plus this. A little disappointing that there's no Square Enix service tag or something like that. Typically they would include something like that with the game. But there you have it. There's, you know, the Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD ReMIX. Really cool box, worth the 40 bucks, I would say. Can't wait to pop it in and play it. Until next time, guys, this is Maniac with GameAccess.net. Over and out.